All right, welcome everybody. We are doing independent living, section 3, the mortgage application process. So it should look like what I'm sharing right here. You should have mortgage spelled in blocks, little house over it. Section 3, mortgage application process. We're doing example 4 today. We got 2 learning targets. We've pretty much so far done mostly focused on this first learning target. I can compute the monthly cost of paying for a house. What are the monthly costs? Monthly costs include calculating the mortgage. What's that monthly payment to pay that loan back to the bank? And we did the monthly payment formula to show you that one. Then we looked at different ways to compute insurance costs. So, insurance is usually paid yearly or semi-annually. Remember, semi-annually means twice per year. So that means every 6 months. And we took that annual and we divided it by 12 in order to find out what the monthly cost of the insurance is. And we also took the insurance cost. If it was a semi-annual figure, we divided it by 6 because semi-annual means every 6 months. So you divide it by 6 to find the monthly cost if it's a semi-annual bill. And that gave us the monthly insurance cost. Then we looked at taxes, right? We looked at taxes are usually paid either annually or semi-annually. So we figure out you can if it's an annual tax bill, divide it by 12 to find the monthly cost of taxes. If it is a semi-annual tax bill, you divide it by 6. Again, because to find that calculating that annual tax bill. All right, so and then that's pretty much what we were doing in terms of computing the monthly cost of paying for a house. We haven't even gotten to utilities yet. Woo, that's a whole different thing. We probably won't get to it this year. But that's just like, the taxes, the insurance, the mortgage. All right. Today, we're going to start with this second learning target. I can understand the research that is necessary before I purchase a home. And the research necessary before you purchase a home, you want to run your front end ratio and your back end ratio. And I will explain what those are when we get there. So welcome to those who are just joining us. Welcome to those of you who are just joining us. I was just getting done with the learning targets. I will paste the links in the chat momentarily. There you go. There's the classwork link. There's the attendance question link. We are working today on independent living, section 3, the mortgage application process. And again, we just reviewed all the things we've done in terms of the first learning target, calculating the mortgage, calculating the insurance, calculating the taxes, to find what that monthly cost is going to be to us to buy this home. And then the second learning target we're going to be working on today is I can understand the research that is necessary before I purchase the home. And again, that involves what's called the front end ratio and the back end ratio. The front end ratio is, do I have enough income to afford this? And the back end ratio is, do I have too much debt to afford this, essentially. All right, so we'll get into that. All right, so you want to put your name where it says your name. You want to put the learning targets where it says the learning targets. Just copy and paste those. And I'm going to make sure at the end of every day, click that submit button at the bottom of your Google form to save your work. I just want to remind you to click the submit button at the end of every day. I know there's people who show up to class and, if they're following along, they should be hitting that submit button at the end of the day. And I have fewer submissions than I have people attending class. So I want to make sure you hit that submit button to save your work. All right, I'm going to look for example 4. I'm scrolling down until I get to example 4. There's example 2 right there. I'm still scrolling. This is where we calculated taxes. Remember, this is the City of Rochester's tax site that we looked at. All right, tax rates. Calculated all those. There was property tax, county tax, city tax, school tax. There was water tax, there was recycling and refuse, there was embellishment. Then example 3, that's just Friday, I believe. This is where we took the annual prices and we divide them by 12 to find the monthly, or take the semi-annual prices divided by 6 to find the monthly, and then add up the mortgage plus the insurance plus the taxes to find out that monthly cost to owning a home. That was Friday. And now we're on example 4. Example 4. The front end ratio. Example 4. Just wait a second for people to find it. Hopefully everyone's good. Example 4. Tom and Lori Courtney are considering buying a house and are researching the potential costs. Their adjusted gross income is $135,511. And this, what gross income means, doesn't mean like, ew, gross. This gross here means before any taxes are taken out, before any healthcare is taken out. This is like their income if there were no such thing as taxes and healthcare. Their gross income. This is not their take-home pay, it's just their gross income. $135,511. That's a pretty good money right there. You can live plenty comfortable on $135,000 a year. All right. The monthly mortgage payment for the house they want would be $1,233. All right, so their monthly mortgage payment to pay back the bank, that's what mortgage is, it's a loan. The monthly mortgage payment for the house they want would be $1,233. The annual property taxes would be $9,400. Remember, that's to pay for things like libraries, police, and schools. And the homeowner's insurance premium would cost them $876 per year. Will the bank lend them $190,000 to purchase the house? So do they have enough income to justify a bank loaning them this house? And this is what a bank will do. A bank will look at your income. There'll be a little application form, and they'll look at your income, and they'll run this ratio. And if it does not turn out well, they'll say, this house is a little bit too much for you to take on. You don't quite make enough money for this level of house. You might want to look into something a little less expensive. All right. So if you had a question like, will the bank lend them this money, $190,000 to purchase a house? Here's how you would solve this, right? This is the solution. Banks use several factors, including your credit rating. Remember what that is? That's how trustworthy you are. It's based on, do you pay all your bills on time? Do you pay back all your loans? Do you pay your, I think even your utility and stuff can count towards your credit rating. So banks use several factors, including the credit rating, to decide if they will lend money to people. The bank wants to be paid back. I wish I could underline this right now. The bank really wants to be paid back. They make sure they get paid back. All right. The bank wants assurance. That means they want to be guaranteed that the borrowers can afford the monthly payments. They do not want to lend money to someone who's not going to be able to pay it back. And so one indicator of whether someone can pay it back is the front-end ratio, which is a ratio of monthly housing expenses to monthly gross income. Do you recall back when we look at the apartment assignment, when we said your rent should not be more than 28% of your income? Well, that's what the bank is going to look at. They're going to look at, is your income to rent, is the rent more than 28% of your income? Because if it is, they're going to say, yeah, we're not going to let you borrow this money. All right, you need to go look something a little smaller, a little less expensive. All right, the front end ratio is your expenses divided by your gross income. You take how much it costs to pay for the house per month. That's the mortgage, that's the insurance, that's the taxes, and divided by the gross income, that's their unadjusted income. Take these two numbers, take the housing expense divided by income. If it's 28%, if it's greater than 28%, the bank will say probably not. If it's 28% or lower, the bank will say okay. So in order to find out what the monthly housing expenses are, they're going to first calculate the property tax. So back over here, they said the annual property tax would be $9,400. So we're going to take the annual property tax and we're going to divide it by 12. Why 12? Because there are 12 months in a year. So you take that annual property tax, $9,400, divided by 12, and we get $783.33. That means you got to they've got to figure, Tom and Lori have got to figure they're going to pay $783.33 per month for taxes. All right, they got to have that money kind of set aside and be ready to pay that money per month in order to pay that $9,400 per year. All right, then we take that insurance cost, that annual insurance, right? The bank will not loan you money for a house without insurance. The bank will insist that you are paying insurance on this house, because if anything happens to the house, you might walk away from it and the bank is stuck with a house that maybe it can't sell. So they will ensure that you are paying your insurance premiums. So $876 divided by 12, right? $876 per year, right? That's what it says in the word problem. $876 per year for the homeowner's insurance premium divided by 12, because there are 12 months in a year. And we see that the monthly insurance costs are $73 monthly insurance cost. And now we need to figure out what the we already know what they make, what the monthly payment's going to be, right? The monthly mortgage payment's going to be $1,233. $1,233. We don't need to do any math with that one. It's already in a monthly figure. Okay, but now we need to turn this $135,511. We need to turn that into a monthly figure in order to do this ratio here. All right, so we take the $135,511, divide that by 12, and wow, Tom and Lori have a gross income of $11,292.58 per month. Woo, that's pretty good. That's pretty good right there. All right, well, let's see if they the bank will loan them this money. All right, we got to take our mortgage payment plus our taxes plus our insurance, right? We add up all the monthly expenses, all the monthly housing expenses. We have to add them all up. The mortgage, the taxes, the insurance, we add them all up and we get $2,089.33. All right, so you take $2,089.33, divide it by their monthly income, $11,292.58, and we get a ratio of 0.185. That's 18.5%. 18.5, if the front end ratio is 18.5%. That is much less than 28%. So the bank would say, yeah, sure, we'll totally loan you that much money. Absolutely. You make so much money that you can absolutely afford the expenses for this house. No problem. The Courtney's front end ratio is less than 28%. So the bank would say that they can afford the mortgage on this house based on the front end ratio. That's the job. All right. You take this front end ratio again, you figure out what the monthly housing expenses are. You might have to convert the insurance and the taxes into a monthly expense, add up all the monthly expenses, divide it by the monthly gross income, and you'll get a number which you can multiply by 100 to get a percentage. And if that percentage is 28% or less, good, ding, 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 bank likes it. If that is 29% or more, bank is not going to be so happy. All right. All right, let me help you with these two, and then I'll let you go. All right, we're gonna end early today. Ronald is considering buying a house, and he is researching the potential costs. All right, that's our second learning target: researching the potential costs of owning a home. Ronald's adjusted gross income is $54,500. The monthly mortgage payment for the house he wants would be $1,200. The annual taxes would be $8,500, and the homeowner's insurance premium would cost him $876 per year. What are Ronald's monthly housing expenses in this situation? All right, let me give you like a minute to think about it, and then let me just kind of help you out. All right, hopefully that was enough time to figure this out. Okay, the monthly housing expenses. Well, his adjusted gross income, that's not an expense right now. So I'm gonna ignore this for now. I don't need this information right now. The next piece, the monthly mortgage, is going to be $1,200. So that's part of the monthly housing expenses, the monthly mortgage payment. The annual taxes would be $8,500. Okay, well, that's annual though. I need monthly. So let me go to my calculator. I need to find out, how do I convert 8,500 yearly into taxes monthly? Well, remember there's 12 months in a year. So I'm going to take 8,500 and divide by 12. That'll give me 12 equal parts of 8,500, and each part will be $708.33. So $708.33. Let me readjust so I can get my calculator and my window at the same time. There we are. There we are. 708.33. 708.33 plus, let's see, what else is there? I got the taxes. Oh yes, the homeowner's insurance premium. This is definitely an expense to owning the home. So I need to add that in my monthly housing expenses. All right, so $876 per year. I need to convert that to a monthly figure. So it's going to be just like what we did. $876 yearly. I have to divide by 12 because there are 12 months in a year to find out the monthly. That's $73. $73 per month. And I'm not going to finish this equation, but 1,200 plus 708.33 plus 73 will give you the monthly housing expenses. All right. I'm not going to finish it. You're going to do it on your calculator, but that's how you figure the monthly housing expenses. Let's see. The next problem is same situation. Ronald, there's his income. There's all the other things. What is his monthly gross income? What is his monthly gross income? This should be pretty simple. By now, this should be pretty easy, but let me give you like, I don't know, another minute. Give me a minute to figure that out. Probably don't even need that much time, but. You probably didn't need all that time, but that's all right. What is the monthly gross income? Well, hopefully you did 54,500 and you divided by 12, right? Because if this is a yearly, is a gross adjusted income. Oh, I probably should have had something that assumed that this was a yearly figure. You know what? I just wrote that, and now that I look at it, I don't have any indication that it's a monthly income or a yearly income. I suppose it's possible to make $54,500 per month. Not too common. Right? Okay. So anyway, I think I should probably I'll change this to say a yearly adjusted gross income. I'll put it in yearly. All right. Anyway, 54,000 divided by 12, $4,541.66 per month. All right. Ronald here, his monthly gross income converted from a yearly figure to a monthly, $4,541.67, rounding to the nearest cent. All right, so now you have the monthly expenses, you have the gross income. Remember what the front end ratio is? The front end ratio is monthly housing expenses divided by monthly gross income. So you take your answer from here. You take your answer, you take this one, divide it by this number here, and what will we find? We'll find the front end ratio for these projected expenses and income. All right, so this third question, 10-pointer, you'll have to take your first number, your total housing expenses divided by the monthly income, and you'll get the front end ratio. And then the last question is, will the bank lend Ronald $202,000 to purchase the home? Explain why or why not. Will the bank lend Ronald $202,000 to purchase his home? Why or why not? And so just go back to this problem. Remember, banks want to see a front-end ratio to be 28% or less, right? And then you'll explain why the bank would deny or approve Ronald for his loan, all right? That's example 4. That's what we're doing today. I'm going to stop my share. I'm going to stop the recording, and that's what you have to do. If you have questions, we're happy to answer questions at this point. If you want to stick around as long as you need to, stick around as long as you need to. But if at this point you could wish us a happy Monday.